Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's Hightower 5000 here today, bringing you a Lord of the Vampyrium quest guide. The quest requirements for this quest are 75 attack, 75 constitution, 79 construction, 75 defense, 76 hunter, 78 slayer and 75 strength. I must have also completed the Branches of Darkmeyer. The items you require for this quest are the Darkmeyer Disguise, either Blisterwood weaponry or Ivandis Flail. I'd highly recommend Blisterwood weaponry. If you don't have this, I'll show you how to get this during the quest. For now, don't bring the Ivandis Flail. And then Drakan's Medallion, I'll show you how to get this if you've lost this now. So for some reason, if you don't have the Medallion, you want to enter the cave entrance just to the south of the Rott bank. Once you're down here, you will remember from the last quest, if you search the coffin, you can go ahead and get a medallion. If you need to charge your medallion, you can come down here and charge it up. As you can see right now, I've got 8 charges. If I use this here on the pool, this will then recharge it, and if I recheck, I now have 10 charges. Finally, once you are ready, you want to make your way to the pier to the southeast of Rott. So once you arrive at the quest start point, go ahead and speak with Vanescula Drakan. And then you'll get this quest prompt here, which you want to go ahead and accept. So from here, you want to go and board the boat just to your southwest. And then you want to select option number 2, the Iceyene graveyard. From here, you want to run north up to the northeast. And then you should find Saflan. Go ahead and speak with Saflan and go through all of his dialogue. Just beside you, there's going to be this puzzle that you need to solve. You need to make it all blue. You're going to solve it from outwards in. The outer ring is ring E and you'll move slowly closer in. As you can see right now, the outer ring is blue. If I go ahead and rotate this, as you can see, that is now blue. You basically need to make all these add up until you get the whole thing to be blue. And it should eventually look like that. Once that happens, you'll be able to inspect the Queen in the monument. And then from this, you'll get a pendant. Go ahead and re-speak with Saflan. You're then going to show it to him. So Saflan will then disappear. You want to teleport with Drakan's Medallion, select option number 3, Meiyerditch, and this will take us to the hideout. Once you arrive in the hideout, you want to head into the middle where there are lots of yellow dots and everyone is gathered. And this will trigger a cutscene. Once that is finished, head back to your north. And then go ahead and speak with Saflan. Select teleport on the medallion once more. This time select option number 4, Darkmeyer. You'll then be teleported into the Arboretum. Once you arrive in the Arboretum, go ahead and open the door to your east. And then walk in up to the tree. And then all of a sudden everyone will appear. Just go ahead and talk to anyone. Saflan, for example. Go ahead and then speak with Hurtz, and then speak with Hurtz again. This is also the time, if you've not made Blisterwood weapons, to go ahead and create them. Simply when you're done finished talking to Hurtz, go ahead and just chop the tree just to your north, and then use your knife and make the appropriate weapon you want. I would recommend Blisterwood weapons over Ivandis Flail. So from here you want to leave the Arboretum, so just head out the 2 doors to your west. You then want to continue west up to the city wall. Go ahead and speak with Overwatch Mornid. From here you want to head down to your southeast. And then you want to enter into this building here. This is where we did the boss in the last quest. Once you're inside, you want to continue up to the next mess hall door. And then there should be a Firewatch crate in the southwestern corner. Go ahead and search this, and you should get a Firewatch uniform. You want to then exit out of this building. And then you want to make your way back up to the Arboretum. Once you arrive back in here, go ahead and speak with Velvin Hurtz. Select option number 1, yes. You'll then be given Drakan's house outfit. Go ahead and equip all of this. You then want to head back to Vanescula, so you want to exit out the Arboretum. And then continue west. Go ahead and speak with Vanescula again. Make sure you don't have anything else equipped by the House Drakan outfit. And your inventory should just have the Medallion, the other disguise, and either a Blisterwood weapon or the Flail of Ivandis. Re-talk to her again. And then you'll go into a cutscene. So once we're in here, we need to go ahead and gain more status again. From where you're standing, head directly west, then you should see a lady. Go ahead and speak with her. Select option number 4, Humiliate it. And then you should gain 20 status. From where you are, just head south. And then you should see a lord. Go ahead and speak with him. Select option number 1, try the old man, he looks defiant. And then you should gain another 20 status. From here, head to your east. We're slowly making our way around the room. And then there should be another lord over here. Go ahead and speak with him. Select option number 4, show mercy, make her feel better. And then that should gain you another 20 status. Then around this room there should be 3 bats. You need to go ahead and shoot all 3 of these, and that will give you an extra 15 status. They will all disappear at once. Once you've done that, go ahead and speak with Vanescula again. And this will open up the floor. You can then select any option here. I'm just going to select option number 2, I killed him myself. Again, choose any option here. I'll select option number 1, we should set them free. And then again, choose any option here. I'll select option number 3, it should be stopped. And then again, choose either option here. You're still going to get sent to a cell. I'm going to select option number 1, spring the trap. And as you can see, that didn't go too successful. You'll then go into a short cutscene. So eventually, as I said, you should land up in a cell looking like this. All you want to do is just open up the cell door. This will then open up your cell door quite easily. Just go ahead and let everyone else out of their cells. to free the Meiyerditch key. This is slowly going to take some of your health points away, though this is okay. And then eventually you should let everyone out. You'll then be dragged over and put in a conversation with Hurtz, and then the gate should land up opening up. So you then want to follow the path to your west. And again, there's going to be another puzzle. However, this one is much more complicated. This is different because rotating a ring causes the smaller adjacent ring to rotate as well. Rotating the center ring also causes the outer ring to rotate. This puzzle solving though is actually quite similar to the first one. You want to start from the outside again, so you want to start off by lining up ring E. You then want to move into ring C, and then you want to move back to ring D, then up to ring B, then back to ring C, so on and so forth until you get into the middle, or if you've got some magical way of solving it, then go ahead and do that yourself. This shouldn't take too long, and if you are really struggling, just go ahead and slow down and copy what I am doing. And then you should get it solved quite quickly. From here you want to then head north, and then you should find Saflan. Go ahead and speak with him. You then want to climb up the stairs. And then you want to exit out of the dungeon. So from here you want to enter into the room to the east. This should be a kitchen of sorts. You then want to go ahead and take from the butchery table. And then you want to walk across the corridor. And then you should find Vanescula. Go ahead and speak with. Then go ahead and just read through the book. And then close it. You then want to head south. And then you should come into this room here. So as you can see around the room, there are 9 blood blocks on the wall. There's also 9 people in the middle of the room. You need to go up and investigate the appropriate blood block and match up the person. So as you can see here, the first one here is Garazi. You want to go up to that. As you can see on screen, I've got Belvin Hurtz. Go ahead and select him and assign him to that blood block. If he's not on the first page of choices, then you have to select option number 5, more choices, and then go find your appropriate one. This is basically just simple problem solving, making the blood block equal to the person. All the answers are down the side. It should only take you about 2 minutes, so get on with it. Once you've done all them correctly, head to your south and then try and unlock the door. The door should then unlock, and then you just want to pass through and you want to exit up this cellar stairs. You then want to go through the interactive cutscene. From here you want to head to your east and enter into the tunnel. and then you'll be behind the castle doors. So first of all, you want to go ahead and vandalise the statue just to your west. You then want to go ahead and brace the castle door with the statue spear you just broke off. So once you've done that, a Venter's then going to jump through the window. Quickly go ahead and protect from melee and then start attacking it. If you have the chance, go ahead and use Turmoil or Soul Split. You should have food for this, there should be no problem for you. If you're like me and you've unfortunately died, you should be able to right click on Ivan Storm and then you should be able to get food. This will give you 4 bits of jerky. This is giving you food which should help you fight the boss. As this is a high level quest, it's not an easy fight this because you don't really have access to all the stuff and good armor you usually would. The Blisterwood weapons or the flail of Ivandis isn't going to be the biggest help. But you should be fine. If you do unfortunately die like me, then you'll end up spawning in the Arboretum. You just want to then head west back to the castle gate. Select option number 1, yes, and then you'll be entered in here. If you run out of the food halfway through the fight, you can always get more food. You can only have a maximum of 4 food though if you started off with none. And then eventually you'll get the Ventor down to low enough HP that he will jump back through the window. Once you've done that, you can get more food to go ahead and regenerate your health points, and you then want to climb up the stairs. So once you're upstairs, you will be in a library. You're going to see a bar along the top of your screen. This is basically time until the Ventor jumps through the window. What you want to do is smash up the furniture. This will then give you debris. You then want to use this on the windows and barricade them up, as simple as that. Or you can do what I did and you just wait until the bar gets down to 0%, then the Ventor will jump in. You can then kill the Ventor and then you can board up the windows. Whatever way you have to board up the windows, if you are attempting to board up the windows and you get down to 0% and one of the windows hasn't been boarded up, then the Ventor will jump in. You'll have to kill the Ventor as soon as it jumps in, then you can go back to boarding the windows. If you've left it like me, eventually the Ventor will jump through the window. It's the same fight as the previous one. Go ahead and protect from melee and also use Turmoil if you have access to it. Ivan Storm will be beside you. Go ahead and get food off him if you need this. If you die, you'll land up in the Arboretum. Just walk back west, enter the castle, select option number 1, yes, and you'll land up back in the library. You won't have to repeat any of the previous steps. One thing to note, if you are struggling with the combat, when you leave the Arboretum, you can go into the bank and get some prayer potions or super potions or overload potions out and then take a drink of them. Now, you're not allowed to actually bring the potions or any food into the castle, however the effect will still last. So take a quick dose of whatever potion it is, put it back in your bank and re-enter the castle. That effect usually lasts for about 5 minutes and that will still work in the castle. So from any stage now on, you might want to do this. I didn't do this when I was attacking the Ventors because I didn't find the Ventors too difficult. However, when it gets to the boss stages later on, it is very, very useful. So once you get the Ventor down to a low amount of hit points, it will then jump back out the smashed window. From there, we now need to finish boarding up the windows. You might have already done this or started this. You want to continue this. If not, go ahead and start smashing up the table and the chairs. This will then give you debris which you want to pick up. You then want to use this on all of the windows, that's the smashed and unsmashed windows. There's 3 stages to each window, so in total we'll need to use 9 bits of debris for this room. However, it's actually better if you go ahead and get some more debris, as it will save you more time in future rooms when there is a time limit. Once you're done, all the windows should look like that. From here you want to go ahead and unlock the blood locks, which are just beside the doors at the top of these stairs. So you're then going to run into the library. Again, this is going to start at the top. Again, what you need to do is barricade up the windows. You can smash the bookcases and smash the table to get some of this furniture debris. If you're fortunate enough and you get these barricaded up in time, then you won't have to fight any Ventors. However, you might have to. Again, you can use Ivan to get food. I would highly recommend making life easier for yourself and smashing up other things in this room so you've got some pre-made debris. So it means when we go into the next room, it's not going to be as much of a rush. Once you've done that, you want to continue on the path to the east. Again, there'll be another bloodlock which you need to go ahead and unlock. Once you enter into this room, you want to lift the table. This time, unfortunately, a Ventor will smash through the window and start attacking you. Before you move on to the next stage, you have to kill this Ventor. Again, protect from melee, turmoil, soul split, all that sort of jam. If you need food, go ahead and find Ivandis. He will give you more food if you need it. Again, once the Ventor gets to a low amount of hit points, it's then going to jump back out the window. Once you've done this, again, regenerate your health, and then you want to get food off Ivan again. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and lift the table. Your screen will then go black, and then the table will be up against the window. You then want to unlock the bloodlock once more. And then you want to pass into the next room. Once you're in this room, you want to focus on barricading the windows. Do not do what I did with the puzzle. Go ahead and smash up the table and the chairs and again barricade up the windows. I got incredibly close. I got one window barricaded up and the other one 2 out of 3 stages. However, the Ventor still came in. Again, it's same as the previous 2 rooms. Go ahead and kill the Ventor if the Ventor gets into the room. Use Ivandis for food. Use the same prayers if you have any prayer left at this stage. If not, then just use Ivandis for as much food as possible. There is a possibility that Ivan will run out of food. If this does happen, then you're probably going to land up dying. If this does happen, you'll spawn back in the Arboretum. Just head back to the castle, option number 1, yes, and you'll land up back where you just died. This time you should be able to get food. Again, once the Ventor gets to a low amount of health, it will then jump back out the window. After that, you'll then need to go ahead and board up any windows you've not got boarded up. Once you've then done that, you need to go ahead and solve the puzzle in the middle. So again, this puzzle is quite confusing. However, this one has a solution. You don't have to do it this way, and this way will only work if you've not altered the rings already. When I came into the room, I altered the rings by accident, so I had to land up doing some problem solving. It's not too difficult, you'll get the hang of it. However, if you've not altered it, you can go ahead and rotate ring A once, then rotate ring B twice, then ring C twice, then ring D 3 times, then ring E 1 times, and these are all in a clockwise motion. If for some reason you can't do that, then you'll be able to do problem solving again. This one's better working from the inwards out, not outwards in, so start off with A, B, C, D, and then finally E, and it shouldn't take you too long to do. And then eventually you should get the puzzle solved. You then want to go ahead and climb up the stairs. Just before you go up the stairs, you'll be warned and have a wee conversation with Vanescula Drakan and also Hurtz, and then once you get to the top of the stairs, a similar thing will happen. So once you're finished the chat, I'd recommend regenerating your health, and then you want to climb up the staircase to your east. When you get to the top, Saflan and Vanescula will be having a conversation. You can just ignore this, they're basically talking away, think they're not getting heard. Once that's done, you'll see the blood valve against the eastern wall. This is red right now, just go ahead and interact with that and that'll turn it to blue. Just like so, and then once you've done that, you want to climb back down the stairs. Once you're back downstairs, you're going to climb up the staircase to your west this time. We're going to be killing another Venator. However, this one's a little bit different. Unfortunately, Ivan's going to get knocked out during a wee cutscene at the start here, and that means you can't get food off him. So this is where it is very, very difficult. I only had 2 bits of food. I didn't have full health points, also didn't have a lot of prayer. So I unfortunately landed up dying. However, this wasn't the end of the world, because as I said earlier on, you'll end up back at the Arboretum. You'll be able to go into the bank and drink some potions. That effect I brought back into the castle, and I managed to kill the Venator on my second try. You might struggle here as well without food. If you do, that's fine. You know what to do. One thing to note, if you're still using the Flail of Ivandis, I'd recommend at this stage now changing over to Blisterwood weapons, because the combat is only going to get more difficult. So when you die, you can just do that when you go into the bank. And then eventually the Venator should get to a low enough level where it runs off again. Go ahead and check Ivan. You should then get back up. Once you've done that, you want to exit back down the stairs. You then want to enter into the room to the north. Again, at this stage, you can go ahead and speak with Ivan Storm and get some more food. You then want to continue north. And then you want to enter through the door. Once you're then in here, there is the final blood valve, which you just want to go ahead and turn. And then you want to climb back down the stairs. Once you're finished with that cutscene, you want to then head south, and we're going to solve the final puzzle. So this puzzle again has a solution which is very helpful. Again, it is very confusing. You don't have to use the solution. Again, you can try and work it out yourself. The solution that I'd advise is rotating ring A once anti-clockwise, then ring B clockwise 3 times, then ring C clockwise once, then ring D anti-clockwise 3 times, and then finally ring E anti-clockwise 3 times. If you're wanting to solve it by yourself a different way, then start with this one from the inside and go out A, B, C, D and E. Again, this will not take you too long to solve. Please ignore what I do, because I get it horribly wrong. So you then want to go ahead and climb the stairs that have just now been unlocked. These are just to your south around the wall. This will take us up to the roof of the castle where the boss fight is going to be. Now you do need to note that the boss is an extremely high level, and there's different phases to this. Some overall general things to note are, if you die, you'll end up being put back to the Arboretum. You just need to re-enter the castle, and then you'll be able to continue on with the fight. The fight is in stages. Once you've completed a stage, you do not have to do that stage again. At the end of every stage, you'll be given 10 jerky. Your prayer and your health points should all be renewed as well. You are likely to die, so make sure if you do die, you go into the bank, you drink an overload, and you also drink a super renewal prayer potion. That's what I did, and that's what really, really helped me get through this fight. Final thing I would recommend, if you've not on your Blisterwood weapons, or for example you're running out of Blisterwood stakes, go ahead and equip them or make new ones in the Arboretum. You can just go ahead and simply chop wood and then carve them up with your knife, and then come back into the castle. These have a higher damage than the Ivandis Flail. Ivandis Flail is quite weak, to be honest, but that's in general all you really need to know. Now, there are 4 phases to this fight, and there's also the death as well, so there's really 5 phases. So as you can see in the background, this is the starting fight. This is even classified as a phase, unfortunately. Draken's going to summon 3 Venators. It's going to be you, and you've also got additional help as well with Vanescula and Polymathy. However, they hit absolutely nothing, so it's really all down to you. One very important thing to note is that Lord Draken will be flying around. You'll be able to see him, and also his yellow dot in the skies. If he swoops down, then he can take 20% of your maximum health, so a large chunk of health away very, very quickly. As you can see just there, he swooped over and he landed up hitting me, and in the future from this I learned to make sure to just run away when he is moving over from side to side. It's very important that you probably zoom out for this and make sure you note his location at all times, because he can ruin your fight. There's not really much more I can say on killing these 3 Venators. There's no one to regenerate your food. You only get 10 pieces. There's no one to regenerate your prayer. So it's basically just luck, sort of using your abilities if you're on EOC If you're on legacy mode, then you can't really do too much, to be honest. You just need to hope and pray. Maybe select the right prayers. I'm using Protect from Melee, that's always a requirement. Then I was using Turmoil, maybe something like boosting strength. Them sort of would be very, very useful. And again, if you do die, go to the bank and get yourself some potions to help you out. Good luck with these 3 Venators. It might take you a few attempts, but eventually you should get it. So once you've killed all 3 Venators, that is the initial stage done. We're now going to move into stage 1. As you can see on screen, I've put all the special attacks which Lord Drakan can use against you. When Lord Drakan lands, your health points, your prayer should be renewed, and then also you should get a top up of Jerky in your inventory as well. He's then going to land up throwing a spear at Safflan, and then Vanescula is then going to take the spear, as Vanescula is in a sense a nice person. You then want to go ahead and attack Drakan. So the special attacks are, if Drakan says ha ha ha, there's going to be bombs, so you just want to simply run away. You don't want to be in with a 3x3 radius of them. So if he says it's still trying to run, or you think he can escape, you will be stunned. So if you're in EOC, you want to use Anticipation or Freedom, or if you're using Legacy mode like myself, and you basically just want to spam click in front of you. Sometimes, however, you will not be let free when you either use spam click or Anticipation and Freedom, because sometimes you just simply cannot get away. Finally, I don't really get this one. If you run too far away, for example from one side of the arena to the other, when he says ha 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 instead of moving a few tiles, then he might land up saying run all you want. This means he's going to bring him right beside you, and then he's going to take up to, or if not more, half of your health away, which is a very large problem. You can't really seem to do much about this. I feel this one is more of a random one. However, to try and more avoid it, you want to stick close to him. However, I know you have to spam click to get away with him when he stuns you, and also when the bombs are thrown you need to move away, so that's why I don't really totally understand this one. It is important though that in this phase of the fight you have more than half health at all time, just because he can take more than half of your health away when he does this attack. I hope I've explained that to you okay. I died a lot during this. I think I died about 5 times. As you can tell, 1, I'm not very good at combat, but 2, I'm also not max stats, so if you are, it might be a little bit easier. Finally, as you can see in the top left hand corner, I've got Overload and Super Prayer Renewal on. Those really help me, and they would probably help you, so make sure you use them. So once you've got Drakan down to 0 health points, that is the end of phase 1. However, you're just about to bounce straight into phase 2. Again, at the end of this phase, if you die, you will just start at the start of this phase. So it's like a checkpoint. Lord Drakan will now regenerate himself, and while he does that, he will regenerate you. So your health points and your prayer will be regenerated, along with 10 bits of jerky put into your inventory. Once that is done, you want to go ahead and attack him. If he doesn't attack you first, you want to go ahead by start putting on your prayers straight away, and then from there there's going to be 3 different special attacks for this fight, which I'll explain to you now. So the first one is, if he says fear me, he's going to turn into a cloud of dust. If this happens, just run away from him. If you do land up getting caught in the dust, then he's basically going to deal some damage. If he says embrace darkness, then he's going to land up throwing a red sphere at you. You want to run to Safflan, who will then spawn like a protection sphere, and if you're standing in with that, then you will be okay and you will not take any damage. And then if you use the special attack Asphyxiate or Destroy, he may also stun you. However, I'm using Legacy mode, so that doesn't really count for me. But if you are, and you are using them special attacks, then he can stun you. Again, all you want to do is spam click or use Freedom. Tips for this fight: I'd recommend staying near to Safflan, because he can say embrace darkness at any time, and you will lose like near enough all your health points, which is quite frustrating. Again, you do want to try and keep your health points above half throughout this whole fight, just in case you do land up getting caught out. Fear me is not too difficult to dodge. Make sure though you're always sort of in the middle, so you can run in all 4 directions instead of just 3 if you're on the edge. And that unfortunately is really all the advice I can give to you. If you die, again, you'll spawn at the Arboretum, go into the bank, drink some more potions, and then just come back in. This took me, I think, only 2 attempts, just because I didn't find it as hard. The special attacks aren't really as damaging, and you can also avoid them more easily as well this time. So good luck to you. It hopefully will only take you about 5 minutes. So once you get Drakan back down to 0 health points, that will be the end of phase 2. There'll then be a portal will appear in the middle. You want to go ahead and jump into this after the dialogue has been finished between Hurtz and Safilan. You will then appear on the roof, however the roof is a different colour. You'll then go through some more dialogue between the Meiyerditch, and then Drakan will then reappear and knock everyone backwards. From this you're going to start attacking him again while everyone is knocked out. Now, this is a combination of phase 1 and phase 2 special attacks. You know them. It might also do this additional one which you just seen there called Gra. It's not really a special attack, but what it is, it just pushes you back. And if you aren't using melee, then you have to move forward. So it's basically just phase 1 and phase 2 special attacks put together. Not too difficult, to be honest. It might take you 1 or 2 attempts again, but now you know them. The unfortunate thing that can happen though is he can start to heal himself. These happen at random times. Can't really predict it, it just happens. This makes it more difficult because you have to take off more hit points, but you know all these special attacks now. One final thing to note is that he's not going to use his darkness special attacks, as there is no Safilan to protect you, so that would be very unfair. This took me 2 attempts to do. Not so bad. You do also need to note that the arena is like a donut now because there is a portal in the middle, so you cannot run through it. Good luck with this phase, and hopefully it won't take you too long. So once you've got Drakan back down to 0 health points, that'll be phase 3 complete. This is the majority of the combat. There is a 4th phase, however it's not difficult combat at all compared to what we have just done. Go ahead and speak with him. He will just be kneeling down in front of the statue to the north of the portal. Go ahead and speak with him, and then Vanescula will land up putting a sphere through him. This will then massively damage Drakan, however Drakan is still up for a final fight. As I said, this final fight is very different. What's going to happen is he's going to primarily use bombs and rapid melee attacks. So what I would recommend doing is going ahead and hitting him. He only has about 20,000 health points as he's been weakened by the sphere. So all you literally want to do is attack him, turn around, eat a piece of food, then turn around, attack him again. Because if you stand still for too long and he gets rapid melee attacking, as you can see, he's taking a lot of health points off at times. So that's simply all you want to do. Just literally hit him, walk away, eat food, and then hit him again, so on and so forth, until you basically get him down to 0 health points. As you can see, it did not take me very long at all. Very easy to do, and should be fine for you to do as well. Once you're then done that, he will land up kneeling over in front of the statue. Go ahead and finish him off. And then you're going to put a sword right through his head. And that is finally going to wrap up the boss fight. So go ahead and speak with Hurtz. Once you're finished speaking with Hurtz, go ahead and speak with Ivan. And then you'll then be teleported back to the hideout. So go ahead and speak with Ivan. Select option number 1, yes. You'll then land up speaking with Drezzel. Once you're finished speaking with Drezzel, you want to head to Varrock Palace. The best way of getting there is by using the Varrock Lodestone and then running north. Once you arrive at the palace, go ahead and speak with King Roald. Select option number 1, talk about Morytania. You will then go through a lot of dialogue and then through a wee cutscene. And that'll be the quest complete. So congratulations, you've completed the Lord of Vampyrium. You're awarded with 2 quest points, a tome of XP, 3 chapters, each worth 75,000 in skills of your choice. 75k construction, 50k hunter, 50k slayer, sun, spear, house Draken outfit, Draken's wing cosmetic overrides, the ability to create new Blisterwood weapons, along with 2 treasure hunter keys. Thank you very much for watching this quest guide. Please leave it a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. Go down into the description below, check out my quest series playlist where I'll be able to help you, I'm sure, on another quest. This is the end of the Morytania quest series for now. There's going to be a new quest, River of Blood, out later this year, so make sure you subscribe for that, as I will upload it as soon as it comes out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out. Adios.